Off the top, President Donald Trump says he could bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to the United States, but won't do it.
You could pick it up illegally. You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court has ordered you to facilitate that.
I'm not the one making this decision. We have lawyers that don't want to do this.
Meanwhile, the Maryland judge overseeing Abrego Garcia's case sets a deadline for depositions after a one-week pause in discovery. The Supreme Court had upheld Judge Policini's order that the government facilitate Abrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador. DOJ lawyers have argued that they cannot be ordered to ask El Salvador to release him. But here it appears Trump is saying that he could do exactly that. The Supreme Court sent the case back to Sini's. She promptly ordered discovery, which is the exchange of relevant information, and that would require Trump officials to sit for depositions and answer questions under oath. She agreed to pause the deadlines for discovery for 1 week, saying that both DOJ and Abrego Garcia's lawyers had agreed to the delay. The one-week pause ended on Wednesday, with not much changing, in the public eye at least. And now, Sini's has ordered government attorneys with personal knowledge to sit for depositions by next week. A deposition is sworn testimony that's given out of court. It's part of discovery in a lawsuit that requires either a party to the suit or someone with relevant information to sit for an interview under oath. The testimony given during a deposition is on the record, meaning it's recorded for future use. And lawyers for both sides can challenge questions and certain testimony during a deposition, just as you would if it was a witness on the stand in a courtroom. Deposition testimony can then be used for several things later on while in court, including to impeach a witness on the stand if he says something contradictory to what he said during the deposition. Depots also give lawyers a chance to feel out the strengths and weaknesses of their case. Meantime, during that same Oval Office interview you just saw with President Trump, he repeated the claim that Abrego Garcia has MS-13 tattooed on his knuckles, even though the image that we're all looking at appears to be doctored.
I obviously have not seen the original photo, so I'm not in a position to make an official statement. But what I can tell you, based on what I'm seeing and what I've observed in that depiction of what you're seeing, obviously the first knuckle has marijuana, which is highly symbolic of drug use, drug affiliation, drug trafficking, which is what MS-13 is commonly involved in.
Experts disagree on the meaning and import of those particular tattoos seen on Abrego Garcia's knuckles in the left-hand picture. Abrego Garcia continues to deny that he was a member of MS-13.